Frederick office here.
We are.
Woo! Yeah.
Woo!
Yes. We're waking up here, rocking and rolling. Justin's still touching stuff. That makes me scared we're not live.
Some of us are waking up still.
Oh, I'm good to go.
I am still waking up.
She was pointing at me, but she meant herself. So we have a fun sales meeting. Lots of great updates. We have a huge announcement that I'm excited to make today.
So exciting.
I've been bottling stuff for a little bit, but we're going to officially make it official today.
It's so funny when he has an excitement that he wants to make. And I just want to point this out. If anybody's watched, when I spill the beans, he's like, I can't believe you've talked about that already. Would you stop talking? And then when he wants to spill the beans, he's like, oh, I'm so excited. And then boom. So he gets to spill the beans today. We're all very excited.
I kept it.
You have. You've done very well.
I wanted to go live a couple weeks ago, but I think we can finally go live with this announcement today.
We can.
We're excited about that.
You guys get to hear it first.
But we will. We are going to first jump into all of our regularly scheduled stuff. We're going to thank first these rock stars. They were able to get their listings to Cardinal, both sides close at Cardinal since our last Maryland DC sales meeting, which was 4 weeks ago. So in the last 4 weeks, we've had 7 of these rock stars.
Happy New Year, Donnie.
Oh, no. It's past the time. I don't do it.
For anybody that was at our last sales meeting, we had a whole debate about when you could keep saying Happy New Year.
I agreed till Friday the 6th. That passed last week. I was out.
Happy New Year, everybody.
I'm not answering if you say. I'm just going to say hello. So, somebody did
say that to you in the hallway, and he was like,
I just kept on going. Kept on with it. No, I said hello, but no Happy New Year coming back from me.
So funny.
Not extending forever.
Hey, look, I think you can have until the end of the month. It's happiness.
That's aggressive. Our 7 rock star agents this month, they were able to get their listings to close at Cardinal Title Group. Alexandra Iamandi, Angela Perez, Aurelis Perez, Janelle Alexander, Jennifer Lasik, Lorene Worthen, and Ping Zhu. So thank you to you 7 for getting the whole closing to come to Samson or come to Cardinal Title Group, even on the listing side. So great job there. Our December numbers, December's not our busiest month of the year, so our top producers numbers are a little bit lower than normal.
Don't y'all love the precursor?
Yeah,
it's not our busiest month of the year.
But they were still just rock stars for December. Look at these numbers. So great job by our top 5 people. Really did an amazing job this month. So Lily Chang, $2.375 million. Lori Roberts, just over $2 million. Fantastic. Lori's a new transfer to Samson in the last 30, 60 days. Tracy Grubb here out of the Frederick office, I think, $1.9 million. Anne Marie Stevens, just over 1.6, and Michael McKindy, just over 1.6 million.
Holy crap, people!
I gave you the long page. I knew this.
He so did this to me on purpose. Oh, that one's awesome. Well, congratulations to our November's top producers, Tracy. Or that should be December, not November.
Probably December.
Yes, it should be December. Clearly, I'm a trained monkey who reads. Tracy Grubb with 5, Tonga Turner with 4. And then a huge tie for 3, Lori Roberts, Nichelle Jeter, Tiffany Dodson, Lettuce Algion, Marianne Davenport. Hold on. Woo, woo!
Lori, you got a
woo when you're here.
And you just joined us, right?
That's fantastic, Lori.
She let me make a comment about it the whole night.
And she's like, let's see what he says.
But I don't think we met in person. We just talked on the phone, right, Lori?
Welcome, Lori. Welcome.
Lori.
Yes.
I
know.
You got in the first 2 slides.
That's fantastic. She goes, I'm going to come back again. This is great.
Well, now that they acknowledge it, I know. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yes, thank you. Marianne,
if you are ever in the room, please save us and make a noise.
I know.
Okay?
That's hilarious. We normally do say that.
We try to know everybody, but sometimes we aren't sure. We don't want to be like, it's you. No, it's not you.
My name is Sally. I don't know who you were talking to. Yeah.
And Tracy is at the Frederick office as well.
Yes.
So I was right.
But she's not here.
Okay.
Well, she's working. She gets a
There's a
pass.
fun story about me. When I went to type in the address today, and I typed in Samson Properties,
I did the exact same thing.
Tracy Grubb came up. So I knew she was out of Frederick because I came to Tracy Grubb's office today.
I did as well. It was the first one on the list. Yes.
So that was in my Waze.
Thank you, Tracy. You got us both here this morning. Yes. Marianne Davenport, Jorge Pizarro.
You can't read that.
Cecilia Bell. I can because I have on my glasses.
I normally give her 1 up, but I didn't realize, I forgot that she was going to have this page.
He did that on purpose.
There's a computer screen behind you.
I know. That's all right. I got it. Pilar Fuentes. Oh, my. Surya Subramanyana Reddy.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Angela Perez, Prudence Wafo, Tamika Littlepage, Diana Posadas, Joe Way, Cameron Zanga, and OKK.
Congratulations.
Angela and Prudence are also
Yeah.
Angela and Prudence
go,
also out of Frederick.
ladies.
Frederick Golf is killing it this
You
month.
rock
Great
it.
job to our top producers for the month of
And
December.
that was a very large tie.
Yes,
Yes.
very large tie. Our top teams for the month of December in volume, the Wiley Group, they just crushing it down in Florida. They got the light. They
Dude,
somehow
that
were
is
top
messed up.
producers in the month, and they had already moved down to Florida during December.
I would like to move to Florida.
The Westerland Group, 1.7 million. The Reliable Home Team, 1.5 million. Team Flow D, just
Every
under
time.
1.3 million.
Every time.
And Fernando Herbosa and the Maxis Realty Group, just under $1 million last month. So great job to our top teams in volume.
Yes, and December top producers by units is, again, I'm very, very jealous of their Florida. The Wiley Group with 5, the Reliable Home Team with 4, Team Flow D with 3.5, and then tied for 3 last month is Maxis Realty Group and the Tony Folco Home Group. Congratulations, you guys.
Great job to all of our top individuals and teams for the month
Yes.
of December. We'll continue to put up those great stats. Normally, a lot of times right now, we'll put up market reports. They come out like the 13th or 14th. Typically, it's only the 11th today. I had to check like I didn't know. So look for those to come posted on the Cardinal Nest probably within the next 2 days maybe. As soon as they come out in Smart Reports, we'll put them all up there. Look for those that are new, on the Cardinal Nest, click on the top resources on the top left-hand corner. You're going to see all the monthly market reports. Probably shoot out by Friday, I'm thinking. But we put out the market reports for all the 20 jurisdictions around. We'll go over those in a little bit more detail next week at Gainesville for all the top jurisdictions. So I want to put that out there. Save the date today if you're in this area, in the general Frederick, Maryland area. I'm going to go down the street after here to the Dutch's Daughter. Nice restaurant. We're going to have a nice lunch and learn. We got about 18 or 19 already signed up for today. For all of you that brought people to Maggiano's yesterday, thank you. It was.
Was it packed?
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
We had to bring in extra little high tops in the back, and I think we had like 40 people there. It was awesome. So next
That's
time we will get a
fantastic.
bigger room. But I think everybody just came for the Maggiano's food, not for my presentation.
Well, not for
but-
nothing. There was a discussion in the office. They were like, where are they at today? And somebody said Maggiano's. And we were like, road trip? But we decided to stay.
You would
and
have
get
been
some
out in the
work
hall with Mark eating at the bar.
done. We
but
decided to get some work done. But we almost had a car full coming.
it was
Maggiano's.
it was very good. So thank you to everybody that continues to tell their friends and colleagues to come out and hear about Samson. I really appreciate it. So today will be at Dutch's Daughter after here. So it's only 10:15 now. You got time to get out here at 12 o'clock. Come out to Lunch and Learn. We'll see you later. No need to sign up. Just show up. We'll feed you, and we'll tell you all about Samson Properties. Next week, we're going to be in our Gainesville office for our sales meeting. So company-wide sales meeting in our Gainesville office. Great to always see all the folks out there in Gainesville. So we'll be at our sales meeting, and then afterwards, we'll have a Lunch and Learn at the Piedmont Club, just down the street from our Gainesville office. Beautiful location, country club there at Piedmont. Our last Lunch and Learn for January is going to be at the Clyde's at Gallery Place, next to the Capital One Arena there. It's a beautiful location. I love doing Lunch and Learns there. And the reason is because we're going to get into our announcement here in a second. But the reason we're going to be at DC again will make a little bit more sense in a second. But we've got Clyde's at Gallery Place. We'll have a great Lunch and Learn there to close out January. The other thing, somebody's calling me. You're supposed to answer that, Hap.
like,
No,
but
I'm
it's
just
not-
kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Hap
No.
goes, "What?"
I'm just kidding. No, my phone's over here. I was like, Hap, my phone rings. You got me, right? And he's like, reach. I was like, no, don't. I
That's
don't know
all
what
right.
Hap's going to say on the other side there. So we
That's
wanted to,
hilarious.
You can get this one.
So if you're new to the company and you need more information about all the different resources that Samson provides, you can go to an agent orientation and they will talk about all the resources, the who to contacts, the training that we do, how to roll that out and implement that in your business. If you have not been engaged with company announcements and notifications recently, sit in on one of these agent orientations because it'll fill you in on all the new stuff that we roll out all the time. And if there's one thing Samson does really well, it's change things.
So we've got
And add
one
new
almost
resources.
every day, even some
Yes.
days with 2 in the next couple weeks here. So and we're
Spread all out across
over our
the footprint.
including today at Fairfax, and then tomorrow at Waldorf, Friday in Gainesville, and so on. So
And
if
you do not need to belong to that office. If you're close
Exactly.
by and that's convenient for you, hop in. If for some reason you can't get to one of the local ones in the office, we always have it filmed on the Cardinal Nest.
But
as well
just
for
in the
you to watch.
next 10 days, we've got Waldorf, Bowie, Columbia, and Silver Spring all in the Maryland area. So we're somewhere everywhere within the next week or
We
10
are
days.
somewhere everywhere.
Somewhere everywhere. We've got 4 in Virginia, 4 in
English
Maryland,
is our
5 in
forte.
Maryland. Looks like you know, they didn't tell me I had to make complete sentences to have this job.
Right.
So, so our agent orientation is all over the place. We'd encourage you to engage there if you want to get updated on all things Samson.
If you have questions about KV Core and SkySlope, we do deep dives at our resource refresher so that you can learn a little bit more about those systems. So we have those coming up as well.
Bowie was yesterday.
Bowie was yesterday. Coming up, we've
So
got Stafford,
just turn
Waldorf,
back time of day.
Alexandria.
You,
You
show
too
up
could
there.
have gone yesterday, yes. But you've got Stafford, Waldorf, Alexandria, and again, that's that deep dive into step-by-step on KV Core and SkySlope. Those are the difference between the agent orientations and the resource refreshers.
So without further ado, I am
He's
going
so excited.
to. I am excited. So we have a really probably the biggest merger we've ever had here at Samson Properties. There is a wonderful company called the One Street Company. There's their founder and owner, Samer Qureshi. Samer, they have about 55 realtors in their company. They've got 2 beautiful locations in downtown DC, Farragut Square, in the business district, and in downtown Bethesda. Beautiful locations, and I'm going to show you videos of them right now. But quickly about One Street, they're going to all join Samson Properties. Their whole team's coming over to join Samson. They're going to merge with us. We're going to turn both their beautiful locations into our 33rd and 34th Samson office, which we're super excited about. One Street was founded by Samer, and it has over $2.1 billion in sales in the last 10 years. In the last 3 years, they've done over $1 billion in sales since 2020. So big-time numbers from them. Qureshi's goal was to curate a dynamic team of the best real estate agents in DMV and provide them with cutting-edge tools and resources. They do they serve DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Team closed 660 transactions last year for over $310 million. And the Wall Street Journal actually named them the #1 broker-owned team in the last 8 years with units and volume sold. So they are a great dynamic team. They do lots of great lead generation. They do lots of great classes. Samer's going to really dive in here at Samson. I would venture once they get their feet wet and get in, I would think you're going to see Samer out there teaching classes. One key thing for their team joining is I think they have eyes on expanding outside of just DC, Montgomery County, Northern Virginia, and they're going to look for teammates as they grow here. So great team joining us, which is exciting. The big thing with Samson is we're going to have 2 new offices that you all can join and start using today. You know, I'm going to send the official email out after the sales meeting, but you'll have all the location information on the Nest and be able to use those. So I think we're going to try and play quick videos of those. If Justin can get those going, I'm not sure here. Pregnant pause for effect. What do you think, Mr. Donnelly?
I think we can get something going on here. Just keep talking for just 1 second.
Okay.
He goes, fill up the space.
Fill up the space. So the DC office it's right a couple blocks from the White House. It's next to all the major metro stops, and they are much more modern, much more. Samer loves to decorate, and they're decorated beautiful. You can see here, this is in his Bethesda office. It's
Slay the
says
day.
Slay all day in the background. It's a beautiful, got a great storefront on the corner, Bethesda corner, downtown, and it's got a coffee shop connected to it that actually his team also owns. So it's a really cool setup where they've got outdoor patio we can work on. It's really cool stuff. Hollyland, that means he's switching over, so we're going to attempt to do something here. But I'm also going to send these videos out in our email today. So let's see. I think we can roll. There we go. They do.
They do.
So this is our DC office right here. Look at how beautiful and modern. That's all painted on the wall. Super cool.
Yeah, the murals are huge down there, yeah.
And that's right downtown. Got a parking garage connected to it. Super fancy, nice conference room. It's about 7 private offices as well. We'll have signage right on the main street here. We're gonna add the Samson property signage and change some of that out, but this is the way it looks today. And apparently Samer's very good at ping pong, so don't challenge him. So that's the DC office, which is beautiful. We're excited to add this to our repertoire of offices. Then the next one here is our, this is a quick commercial, it looks like, that Samer and I taped together. Very cool effects there, Mr. Donnelly.
Nice job, JD.
One Street, powered by
Hi
Samson
everybody,
Properties.
I'm Donnie Sampson, the CEO here at Samson Properties.
I'm Sam Creation, president and founder of the One Street Company.
We are so excited to announce today that One Street Company and all their abundant success is joining our family here at Samson Properties. We are so fired up about this partnership, and we are going to crush it together in 2023.
Yeah, 2023 is going to be an amazing year of growth, more time back from an operator's leadership standpoint.
All right, guys,
more
welcome to the
resources and
next
tools to our
episode.
agent.
I think you're playing the YouTube video still in the other background there.
Loop de
Here,
loop.
1 second. We can replay that just so they can meet Samer when you get that other one turned off. The fun of live video. Here we go.
Hi everybody, I'm Donnie Sampson, the CEO here at Samson Properties.
I'm Sam Creation, the president and founder of the One Street Company.
We are so excited to announce today that One Street Company and all their abundant success is joining our family here at Samson Properties. We are so fired up about this partnership, and we are going to crush it together in 2023.
Yeah, 2023 is going to be an amazing year of growth, more time back from an operator's leadership standpoint, giving more resources and tools to our agents, and basically a stepping stone to more success.
Can't wait to see you guys out there.
One love.
Oh my gosh, somebody else that uses his hands to talk as much as Donnie does.
So can we play the Bethesda video real quick too? So that was the DC office. That's a quick meeting to see Samer, and that was taped in his DC in the Bethesda office. He saw the cool grass background there, which was very modern and sleek. And then we got one more video. I just want to give you a sneak peek into the Bethesda office as he plugs in that
Now, I just
computer
want to
audio
point
there.
out, don't everybody start emailing me at once saying that they want ping pong tables and Monopoly boards hanging on your wall.
Here's Bethesda. So that's that corner. Super cool. It's the reception area. I will beat any of you in NBA Jam. Any of you. That's a cool kind of hangout area and meeting area. Kitchenette, and it's got a beautiful conference room. It has, I think, 8 offices upstairs as well, private offices. So the main level is more hangout, 2 conference rooms, conference tables to meet at. There's one of the conference rooms, super nice. There's the second conference area. And there's some of the offices upstairs, kind of look like that. There's the corner and the kind of the whole view of it, and the coffee shops are on the side, on the left side there.
The
So,
locations are absolutely phenomenal.
yeah, beautiful. So we have 2 great offices that we're going to add to our repertoire. You all can start using those ASAP to meet clients, closings.
stay at a
Might even have some privates available here for them. So let us sort through a little bit of that. I think One Street's going to use a couple of them in DC, or maybe 1 or 2 in DC, maybe 3 or 4 in Bethesda, but we're going to have a good usage of the rest of those offices there. So we're adding some great agents, some great leaders, some great production, and also 2 beautiful locations to our repertoire. So super
Yes,
excited.
awesome. It's absolutely awesome.
So look for more news on that. But that email will come out with those links you can watch there too. But hopefully some meet and greets with some of the team there as well. So I think this is a little creepy. Justin's taking the picture.
It
like, as
kind
we're
of
out
looks
there.
like you're doing like I'm stalking and I'm doing the little
Looks
behind.
like it's like straight out of like a movie or something. It's pretty
That's
cool.
hilarious.
Though. So
Very creative.
Yes, very creative. Good job, Justin. I like that picture. I'm just giving
Look,
you a hard
see,
time.
now we know who's nice. I say very creative. He says it's creepy.
It was both.
Who do you like best, JD?
I'm gonna say on myself.
We got our best side. Don't get Sam and I's face. Get our like shoulders. and
Get the
stuff.
back side.
That's our
Sorry.
that's our best side.
Our best side is the back side.
So what we want to do is, and we want to introduce our great
Yes.
leader for Cardinal Title Group, our managing attorney for Cardinal and DC
Hello,
and
Mr.
Maryland.
Stern.
Bruce Stern has got some great announcements, some good stuff going on with Cardinal Title. How you doing here today?
Great, fantastic. Hello, everybody.
Good.
You're
Bruce
gonna-
was
Oh, sorry
actually-
about-
Bruce was able to actually already meet with Samer and some of the crew there, so they're going to be big Cardinal Title Group users. We're going to try to put somebody in one of those offices here shortly as we get kind of associated. So
Yep.
we're excited to start that partnership as well.
Yeah, big congratulations on that. That's absolutely fantastic.
Awesome, yeah.
And although I know you don't disagree, but Sarah does, Happy New Year to that. That's the way to start the new year. So, and by the way,
I pass.
Hap, if you can watch my phone too, that'd be great.
That's hilarious.
Bruce
I
is
know.
just dropping jokes all over me today, isn't he?
That's
Look at
awesome.
All right, here, I got your slides in here, Bruce.
Awesome, fantastic. Just want to let everyone know, in November and December, we did a number of seminars across the state at the different offices for what we were calling our luncheon illegals. And we weren't able to get to all the offices. I know a lot of people couldn't attend all the meetings because we hold them during lunch. It's a hard time for some people to make it. So we're going to hold a Zoom meeting for our luncheon illegal next week on January 18th. And at that meeting, and all of them, we got great feedback on it. So that's why we're doing this again. We're going to talk about FERPTA. A lot of people don't
Everybody's
understand the ins and outs
favorite
of FERPTA. Yeah, oh, it's great.
It's up there right with TOPA.
Exactly.
FERPTA and TOPA are the best.
Right. We're going to discuss Maryland withholding. I'm actually going to talk a little bit about Maryland withholding today because I've gotten lots of questions about it recently. I just want to review it real quickly with everybody. Front foot benefit charges, we discussed that. Not a lot of that in Frederick County, but across the state we have a number of properties that have front foot benefit charges. It's very important to know what's going on with those.
Is that different than back foot?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it is, as a matter of fact.
But
Now I got an echo.
I'll be here all week.
And one of the really interesting topics we've been talking about, and again, we're getting really good feedback on this, is assumptions of FHA and VA loans and putting it out there as an option for your sellers and your buyers. It's very important in this market. So that will be coming up on January 18th, which is next Wednesday, and it's going to start at 6:30 p.m. And you're going to be getting something from Samson Marketing about that meeting to sign up. You can go onto Eventbrite and sign up for that meeting.
So you'll see an email come out, but 6:30 p.m. on the 18th. Right?
Yeah, via Zoom.
Via Zoom.
So, and then in March, we're going to partner with Old Republic National Title Insurance Company, which is our title insurer. And we're going to put on a presentation regarding 1031 exchanges. And we haven't set a date yet, but we're going to do that in March. We'll probably also do that live and via Zoom as well, too, if you can't make the live presentation. So that's what's coming up for seminars from Cardinal Title this first quarter.
Excellent. Looking forward to it, and we'll continue. As Bruce and the team get out there, we'd love for you to engage more and ask those questions so we can continue to learn from the team.
Yes. One thing I want to go over really briefly today is Maryland withholding taxes. And a lot of you know it, but I actually got 5 calls last week regarding this, so I thought I'd just do a quick refresher on it so everybody's aware of it. If your client is selling the property, and you're the listing agent on the property, and your client is not a Maryland resident.
So not a Maryland resident, okay.
Or if they haven't lived in the property for 2 of the last 5 years, and it's not listed, or if they're exempt from it, if they've lived in the property for 2 of the last 5 years, even if they are a non-resident, and the property is listed with SDAT as their principal residence.
How do you live in the property for 2 if you're not? Oh, I guess if
So
they
you could have moved.
Live too
Yep.
and then moved to
Sorry,
Florida.
I was a little short.
Like the Wileys.
Like the Wileys.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So if your client is
Although,
subject,
I don't know if we're announcing they've moved, because I don't know what they're trying to do. No, I'm just kidding. They sold their house. I'm joking.
so if your client is subject to Maryland withholding taxes, they are subject to will be subject to tax, and it's 8% of the net proceeds of a sale. Okay. And the question I really got a lot last week was, what do they calculate the 8% on? And it's 8% of the net proceeds. Okay, so net proceeds, obviously, it's the sales price, less any mortgage payoff they have against the property, less their sales costs, which of course include commissions, and that gets you to your net price. And so it'll be based on the net price. So let's say, for example, they have a $500,000 house, there's a $250,000 mortgage on the property, and their sales costs, let's just say, are $50,000, so the math is simple for me. That means their net price would be $200,000. The 8% against that would be $16,000 in withholding, which is a lot of money, obviously. And so your clients, if you're the listing agent, need to be aware of that, and that tax is going to be imposed at closing. Okay, so
Cannot inflate sales expenses.
Yeah,
I was
so
looking at the next
one of the things that we are frequently asked.
Can I charge myself a $50,000 commission?
Yeah, pretty much. Can they do that? Can they pay off credit cards? Can they pay off other debts? And the answer is no. The comptroller will not let you inflate, or your clients inflate those expenses.
The G wants their money.
Exactly. So, and there is a way around it to get a reduced withholding certificate. You can apply for a reduced withholding certificate 21 days before closing. Okay, and there's a Maryland form. It's the MW 506AE that you can submit to the comptroller.
Everybody knows about the 506AE.
Hopefully they'll see this, and you can go online. get it, download it, send it in, and the government will calculate, the comptroller's office will calculate what they estimate your clients owe. And that would be probably, it's usually well below the 8%. Okay, so just remember it's based on the net proceeds. We've gotten a lot of calls about that. We'll go over it in much more detail on that Zoom call for our Lunch and Learn if you want to know more about it. Okay, second topic I want to discuss really briefly are commercial contracts. We've been getting a lot more commercial contracts lately, which is
Good.
great.
Bring him on in.
Yeah.
Bruce is an expert. He can handle them.
So, yes.
He goes, yes, I am.
I do have a lot of experience with
Well,
commercial
one
contracts.
Street did. They do a lot of commercial. We had a good conversation about commercial, and Bruce killed it. So
Yes,
he
we-
is an expert now. I'm convinced.
He is an expert now.
Well, I'm
Right
convinced
now.
he was always an expert. I just got convinced he was an expert. So go ahead,
So
Bruce.
funny.
Okay, so just a couple things I want to point out regarding commercial deals. If you're primarily a residential agent, you get a commercial deal. Just a couple things to remember. You want to use a commercial purchase and sale agreement. Okay, they're much more detailed. They're much more specific. They're tailored to commercial deals. It's very, very important that you use a commercial contract. I've seen all sorts come through in the last 6 months or so. A couple 2-page contracts, which I don't recommend. Some 30-page contracts, which are very good. And some in between those.
And this is in no way, Bruce, advocating anyone that has never done a commercial deal to run right out and do a commercial deal for the first time by themselves.
Yes, you want to
You
get
need a
help.
little bit
on
of
it.
help. We have Aladdin in our corporate office, and it's Aladdin. Is it A. Alcathari or Aladdin at? It's on the Cardinal Nest, people.
I think it's Akathari.
Alcathari on the Cardinal Nest, and he's teaching classes. There's great commercial classes that he taught yesterday. All of that information's there to teach you how to do commercial. Don't just run right out and do it.
Yeah, you definitely need, if you haven't done it before, you definitely need help. Reach out to Aladdin because it's really important that you get these things right. Obviously, with the bigger price tag and some of these commercial properties, you definitely want to make sure you're doing it correctly and get all the help you can. So, and one of the things that most people don't realize is that in most commercial deals, there's something called a due diligence period, okay? And they're typically at least 60 days, okay? Depending upon how big the property is, whether, it's a commercial condominium or a office building, okay? They give you that 60 days to do all your due diligence review. And typically also in that provision will be basically your client can back out of the contract for any reason during that 60-day window or during that due diligence period. So it's very important that you make sure that they have the ability to back out. And you also, when you're preparing the contract with your client, is to involve the lender in the transaction as well too. Because the lenders often have certain requirements that are going to take more than 60 days. They may need a 90-day review period. There's something called a phase 1 environmental study. And if one of those is required, you're going to need additional time in your due diligence period. Another thing to note also is, and a lot of agents don't know this, is most commercial deals, the lender is going to require what's called a boundary survey. Okay, and they need a survey because they're going to ask for a specific type of title insurance endorsement to a title insurance policy, which requires a boundary survey. And as most of you know, boundary surveys are very expensive. Okay, it's not the $250 location survey. These typically run thousands of dollars, depending upon the size of the property.
Yikes.
We've done several recently. The boundary surveys have run between $2,500 and $3,500. That's a cost that your client's going to have to bear up front. They can't push it off until closing because the surveyors want to be paid and make sure they get paid. So just be aware that you have to let your clients know if they need a boundary survey, they're going to have to come up with that money and get the survey before they close on the transaction.
And in a lot of cases with commercial, it's not just the boundary survey. It's all the expenses that are done in that contingency period, that due diligence period, it's thousands of dollars of inspections up front that the buyer pays for. So make sure, that's one of the reasons why we say you need to understand commercial, because there may be simple engineering tests, there may be soil samples, there may be all kinds of things that have to be done depending on what they're trying to use the commercial property for, that get people into trouble.
That's absolutely right. Like if a phase 1 environmental study is required, thousands of more dollars that have to be paid by the client up front to get the survey done or the study done. Another quick thing to note is you always also want to check zoning. Make sure that your client's intended use conforms with the current zoning. which could be a problem if it doesn't, So that's something that you want to look to up front. Again, Aladdin and his training will teach you guys all this stuff if you don't know it. And again, you want to work closely with the title attorney, whoever you're using. Hopefully it's Cardinal Title.
Hold on.
And the lender.
Definitely a Cardinal Title.
And the lender. Everyone needs to be roped into this when you're preparing the contract to make sure everything's done right. Everybody's on the same page. And again, the requirements in these transactions will differ. If it's a simple office condominium they're buying, it's one thing. If they're buying a huge commercial lot that's improved, that's another. Or if they're buying a big office building like the one that we're in now, a whole different set of issues. So again, just keep that in mind. If you're working on a commercial deal, again, rope in the people that you need to make sure the deal's done correctly, starting with the contract. But that's all I have for today. Again, congratulations to you guys. One Street is absolutely fantastic, and it's going to be great for this company.
Awesome.
Okay.
Any questions for Bruce, Cardinal Title Group, before we let him off the hot seat?
Great. And again, Happy New Year.
He says great. He did not wait for anybody. Hap says don't forget your phone.
Yes.
Don't forget your phone over
Thanks,
here.
Hap. Good seeing you.
Happily struck
Good job, Hap.
Hap did 2 or 3 deals over here with it while you were over there.
That's hilarious.
Gave out some free settlement fees, all sorts of stuff.
He gave lots of free advice. You can clean that up later.
Now we're gonna welcome up Mr. Tom Wessel, one of our great valued First Heritage Mortgage Loan senior loan officers here.
Here you go.
Let's get to know Tom.
Oh, there's a spotlight.
That wasn't my idea. Anyway, Happy New Year to you.
Everybody's gonna
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Donnie, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Tom.
So anyway, real quick, and we'll gloss over this. I've been in. A lot of you don't know me. But some of you do. I've been in the business since September of '93. So
You're a fossil.
Yeah, I am.
Did you just call him a fossil?
Yeah.
This year,
Sarah started-
September will mark
Stop
my.
it.
Sarah started in
Oh, God.
October '93, actually. Funnily.
He calls me a fossil and somebody's getting knocked out. Just saying.
Punch that way.
Right. Punch that.
Yeah. So this September will be my 30th year in the business. So I'm pretty happy about
All
that.
kidding aside.
And this is really big for me too. I've been at First Heritage. It'll be 19 years.
Wow. Talk about
in June.
consistency. I'm going to
Yeah.
jump in here. Talk
Yeah.
about consistency and experience and getting to use loan officers that are trusted and comfortable where they're at. I mean, 19 years in the same company, 30 years overall in the business.
Huge.
That's good stuff. So
That doesn't
awesome
happen
stuff.
that much.
It does not. You know,
know.
it's 2 things. It's a great loan officer, but it's a great company,
Company.
that we associate here
Right.
with First Heritage Mortgage, where look, they're good people that have been there years and years and years because they don't jump around, because they know it's a great place to be. They take care of each other and take care of your clients.
Anyway, get out of my way, sir.
Get out
I'm
of the
sorry.
way, Sarah.
Switch
Go
with
away.
me. Switch with me.
I have 4 sisters and 4 daughters.
I'm sorry.
And this is my first grandson.
Oh, there you
I was
go.
going to say, you have no bathroom
So
available.
his
in
name-
your
He's going to get spoiled by Tom.
Yes.
My daughters know they're pretty much dropped like a stone on the inheritance ladder.
That's hilarious.
Anyway, let's go to the. What I'm here to talk about is the Maryland Mortgage Program. I think last year.
MMP is what us experts call it.
Right. Used to be CDA.
I know, back in the day.
Yep. But last year, in my humble opinion, first-time home buyers
VMI.
were left out. You know, with the increases on the listing prices, and they were just kicked out.
And
so,
nobody would take anything with lower down payments because it was so competitive.
Right. And then
They
if
were
you
locked
offered
out.
$50,000 over list price, where were they coming up with the money to
They
make
couldn't
the
waive
appraisal
appraisals
gap?
or,
Yeah,
no.
it was bad for them.
It was a tough year or two for first-time home buyers or low money down home
Yep.
buyers.
But I think this year's going to be different. And it
Absolutely.
started over in the last quarter of last year where I started seeing sellers come back to earth.
Yep.
And you know, contracts were, they only had one offer in maybe 30 days, and they were offering closing help. So I want to talk to you about the Maryland Mortgage Program. First of all, it's a first-time home buyer program, but they have 4 definitions of first-time home buyers. 1, a true first-time home buyer who's never bought before. Number 2, if you haven't owned a home in 3 years. So if you sold 5 years ago,
Apparently, you're a first-time home buyer again now.
yes, that is the case. 3, if you buy in a
I wasn't going to
target,
go there, Christy.
if you buy in a targeted area, you don't have to be a first-time buyer. So if you buy in a targeted area, you can use the Maryland Mortgage Program even if you did buy a home. Last, and this is very interesting, I just learned this yesterday. If you're a VA, if you're a veteran, and you've never used your veteran eligibility to buy a home in Maryland, but maybe you've used it in other states, you're a first-time buyer for them. So that's kind of interesting. Regardless of all that, you cannot own a property at time of settlement, meaning you can't, even though you might not be a first-time buyer, you cannot have any other properties at the time of settlement. So, and why I like Maryland Mortgage Program.
You got to just like ditch it right before closing, like a week.
I'll say file.
As long as
Yeah, you can do it.
As long
Yeah,
as you
yes.
settle a week before or something.
You can settle on your sale at 10 o'clock and settle on a new house,
Okay.
in the afternoon.
There you go. And then you're a first-time home buyer.
Yes, that's right.
You get a car. You get a car. Everybody's a first-time home buyer.
I like this program too because the income limits are generous. In the Washington MSA, which is Frederick, Prince George's, Montgomery, Charles, Calvert, a 1 to 2 person household can make $170,000 a year.
There you go. Yeah, normally you don't
Three
see-
and
normally they're
above
much
is
lower.
199.
Okay.
Unfortunately, when you talk about the Baltimore MSA, where you have Anne Arundel, Howard County, that number drops to 117.5
Okay.
for a 2 person. It's only like 130 something with 3 or more.
Okay.
Still, but it's still high compared to other
Some of
first-time
them are
buyer groups.
60, 80, 90.
But
it's
county
tough.
specific. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and it's so they have this. So this is their first-time home buyer programs. The direct, you're not getting any down payment assistance. Okay, they're just giving you a better, their most competitive rate. And don't snooze on that because guess what? Last year, in the fall and in the winter, when rates were going through the roof, you couldn't get a 0-point quote.
Right.
I mean, it just, investors weren't giving us the opportunity to price down to a 0-point quote because they're afraid that that loan's going to get paid off in a second when the rates drop and they refinance. So this came in handy for me a lot because right now, for example, their FHA is 5.75% no points.
Wow.
And that's
I'm
a
in.
good rate these days.
I'm in. That's a
Yeah.
good rate.
And
And
conventionals, it's like
I don't know if I qualify. I don't have it in Maryland, so maybe I'm a first-time home
you
buyer.
are first.
You are a first-time home buyer, Donnie.
There's income limits though, Donnie.
I don't think I make one.
No, you write it off down.
Yeah, but you've got to count how many people are in his family. He's got like 92 children.
That's true.
I
That's
make
true.
$169,000 a year.
So the first one, even if some people don't even know about the program, me as a lender, I was switching them to it. Making sure they qualify, income-wise, first-time buyer-wise, and it's like, look, I can either give you 6.25 FHA with 1 point, or I can give you 5.75 0. It's going to require a little bit more paperwork from you, but 99.9% of the people said, yeah, I'll take the lower rate. Now they have 4 different percentages of loans. These down payment assistance, they are silent seconds at 0%.
Ooh, I like that term, silent second.
No money back on a monthly basis. You don't pay for it until you either sell the house, refinance the house out of a Maryland Mortgage Program loan, or you pay off the mortgage after 30 years and you're still in the house, then they're going to want that money back. But they don't ask for it in terms of a monthly payment, and it's 0%. So if you take a $6,000 loan to help you get in that house, you're going to owe them $6,000 when it comes time to sell or refi or.
Seems reasonable to me.
And they
I don't have
also
to make payments. Just pay it back when I sell. I'm in.
Yep. And then they offer also 3% of the loan amount. If you borrow $300,000, that means you can get a $9,000 down payment assistance loan, or 4%, on up to 5%. Now, the $6,000 and the 3% are at the same rate. If the more you borrow, the higher the rate's going to be. But you know what? Sometimes people don't have a choice.
Right.
And this is a way to get someone who doesn't have a lot of money saved up. This is something that they can use to get in that house. Okay?
I have a question if you get into one of these. Now, obviously, we talk about if you're refinance out of it, you owe the $6,000 back. But if you get one of these 3%, 4%, 5% down, is there certain prepayment penalties? Like I can't pay out of this loan in 2 years if rates drop, or 1 year or 3 years, or
Yeah, that's
probably locked
you
in
got
for a little bit, right?
Yeah, you're probably locked into a little bit. Although Maryland Mortgage Program does have a refinance program.
okay.
So let's say they don't have the equity to maybe roll it in to pay off the second. We can do a Maryland Mortgage Program refinance, and they'll subordinate that second trust.
Okay.
But if you go outside the Maryland Mortgage Program, they're going to want payment.
Okay.
And hopefully after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, they might have the equity and paid it down
Sure.
enough to where they can roll it in.
Okay. Well, great. It's a great way to get into a home and get some down payment assistance help, or a great rate, or both.
Yep. They also have a flex loan program. That just means you're not a first-time buyer. So they offer $5,000 and 3% loans if you're not a first-time home buyer, but again, you can't own any other properties. And the last thing is the Maryland Smart Buy. That's for student loans. They will pay up to 15% of the home purchase price to a maximum of $50,000. And this is a 5% down loan. The other ones you can go, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. The other loans you can do a conventional 3% down, you can do FHA, you can do VA, and you can do USDA.
Oh, wow.
So you can do USDA, I mean, we're in Frederick, you can do USDA
God's
loans up
country out
here and get down payment assistance. So the student loan, it's got some quirks. It's got the highest credit score requirement, 720. You have to have a 720. But if someone had a $40,000 student loan and they use this, basically MMP pays off that loan and it's forgiven after 5 years. So every year.
Wow. You get a house and your student loan's paid for?
Yes.
And it's forgiven?
Yes.
Why?
After 5 years.
What the heck? Hey, Bales, that's awesome.
So 20% every year is forgiven.
Okay.
And at the
so
end
it's
of
not
5
all
years.
or nothing. At least you're getting 20% forgiven every year.
Correct.
Yeah.
Up
And-
to a maximum benefit of $50,000.
Yeah. And
That's phenomenal.
There's a trick here. If someone owes $60,000 and they qualify for the $50,000, MMP is going to make you pay off that extra 10 grand.
Right.
They do not do partial payoffs. So you have to pay off the whole student loan. Hopefully,
You
know,
could
it
ask
all works
Tom,
out.
though. He'll lend you the 10 to pay it down. He'll only charge you a tiny 8 to 10% interest.
We'll call it a gift from my cousin.
There you go.
So, so that's the student loan program. It's helped a lot of students get
That's
rid of
awesome.
some debt.
That program's phenomenal.
Yeah, good stuff.
good.
Virginia needs some of that stuff.
Yeah, Virginia needs a little.
I don't know. They probably do. You need a first air loan officer to teach me about them.
I refer them to the McElroys.
Okay.
The credit limit, the credit score requirement, 640 or above, and you go to a 45 DTI. If you have a 680 or above, they will go to 50 with DU approval, direct underwriting approval. So you need a 640 score, and you need to keep your DTI at 45. And if you have a 680 or above, they will allow up to 50.
Excellent.
Okay. Huh?
That's for the smart.
No, not the Smart Buy.
That's
Smart
for
Buy
anything.
is different. Remember that Smart Buy was 720.
Yeah, smart buy.
That was the only one.
Get
that's
that
got
college
higher.
paid off. You got to be that high credit score. Mind your P's and Q's.
And the last thing we do have one grant program that's out of money right now, but I think I got an email from Phil Denfeld February 21st. It's coming back. Federal Home Loan Bank Affordable Housing Program. This is simply just a grant, $7,500 or $10,000 if you are first-time responder, teacher, nurse, doctor, police officer, fireman in that kind of field. Loan officers are not included in the $10,000.
Neither are real estate.
No,
Yeah.
no. But
real estate agents are not community partners, unfortunately.
so this one I've tried to use, but their income limits are very small. You know, I happened to look up Frederick just because I knew I'd be here, and I think I put in a two-person household, and it says 80% of the average median income, but they have a website you go to, and they calculate it. And in Frederick, the 80% median is like $112,400. I put in 90 or 95, and 91 was the number they came up with. So this is a little bit, you know, I have to go to a website to see if that person is qualified income-wise, put in an address, how many people are in the household, and it'll tell me what the income is. So it's not as quick and easy as Maryland Mortgage Program, but this is a grant.
It's free money.
And it's 5 years, again, after 5 years, it's forgiven.
I like the free money.
So, guys, any questions? I think this year is going to be a good year for rates.
Oh, fantastic. But I would just say one thing that, to sum up this, and I'll let my man Tom close here, but a lot of this is great, and we're taking notes, and awesome when you're watching TV. But the story that the overall theme that I would get is like, you got to get him with a Tom or one of our great first hires loan officers, because there's 17 different scenarios we just kind of quickly went through, and you might fit into 6 of the boxes, but not one. But you might be like, oh, but I have this program over here I could get you in, or this one. So it's good to have knowledge that these things exist, and then get them with a great loan officer and see where they can plug them in, because they're going to do the best to save them the most amount of money, get them the cheapest rate, get them the most down payments or grant assistance they can get them, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Right.
But go ahead, you were going to say rates.
No, I was just going to say, everyone wants to know what's going to happen this year, and the inflation is, and I'm not saying over, but it's a 12-month rolling average, and when we had very low inflation, we've gone through that. That's why the rates were high as heck in the summertime and the early fall. Now we're starting to, those numbers are starting to drop, and I think, and everyone thinks that summertime, fall, we're going to see rates hopefully back down. I'm going to give you a range. I'd be in heaven if it was 4 3/4, but I bet you it's going to be 4 3/4, 5.5, no points in the fall. That's what I'm thinking. And if you remember, 5% used to be a great rate, and people love me.
It still is.
Yeah.
It's still a great rate.
Yeah. So
You quoted 5 3/4 FHA, and I remember when that would
Yeah.
have been just amazing.
No.
So it's not really that bad. It was
We got spoiled.
It was just the variance, how it moved from the high 2s and 3s, and just to 6s so quickly, or 6 and 7s at one point. But look, upper 5s, lower 6s. If we get back into the high 4s, low 5s, that's great interest rates.
yeah, last year was a shocking year. I had a customer in October call me wanting to buy a house, and then she said, "You did my refinance in February, closed her in March of 2022 at 2.875. I quoted her 6.875 for the purchase. Now, that has never happened in my 30 years.
No.
Never happened.
No.
4% in less than a year.
Yeah.
So.
That was just the change. We just got to settle into this to be the new normal. They're not that bad. It was just that 4 or 5 months of moving so quickly was shocking and hard.
Yeah.
Good
Anyway, it's going to be a good year.
stabilization. Good. Any questions from my man Tom? Here we go. Hold on. Wait for a Zach attack to get to you. There you go.
Hey, Tom. Now, I'm one of those fossils.
No. Only Tom, not you.
Yeah.
5 years.
35 years. You're 35 years old? I believe it. Oh, in the business. Oh, gotcha.
It used to be that you couldn't do the Maryland Home Program if you could afford to go another way and you had the cash.
They have an asset test. You're correct. But what they're looking for is 20%. If you have like 20% down money, they're not going to do the loan. In December, I closed a 15% down Maryland mortgage program deal. So they still took 15%, but 20% is the magic number.
So if you got a ton of assets, then you
You don't get the free money with the free
don't
money.
get the free money.
Correct.
Or you gotta give
No
those
free
assets.
money for you.
Give those assets to Sarah. She'll hold them for a
I
hot
will be
second
happy
for
to
you.
hold all of the assets.
Anything else?
Good question, though. Good point. Thank you. Anything else for Mr. Tom?
All right.
All right. Thanks,
Donnie,
Tom.
Sarah,
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Don't say it, Tom. I know what you're about to say.
Happy New Year, Tom.
I knew that was coming. Miss Kara, do you have anything to add to it? Our lovely principal broker for the state of Maryland here, Miss Kara Williams, coming up to the.
There
We need
you
to have
go.
like a slide that says like Kara.
Kara.
Like a picture.
In
Oh,
lights.
I get to make that up
Yeah.
Kara
Yeah.
in
Can you do a
lights.
slide for
next
that?
time.
Next
Yes.
time. Like Hollywood Carol book. So how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you? Happy
Good.
New Year.
No.
Happy New Year.
Again,
morning.
Good morning. Yeah, and congratulations also on the new offices.
Thank you. It's exciting stuff.
I saw those videos. They're amazing. And the Bethesda will be another branch office for
Yes.
Maryland agents. It's worth mentioning.
Yes.
And also, Arlington is an official branch office
Yes,
now
we did
for
make
Maryland.
Arlington an official Maryland
Yeah.
branch as well, so that people could put their license in both places and not have to have two separate offices.
Right. So just while I have the stage to clarify all of that information, move from now and moving forward, all of the whenever you're using the Maryland broker license, when you have to put that on your contracts, on anything, it's 6431 for everybody, no matter where you reside.
6431.
6431.
And that's on the Cardinal Nest.
Yep. And all the branch, so that means all the branch offices stayed the same with the exception of the main office, which is now the Chantilly address.
Yep.
And the Gaithersburg is branch 12. So just
Yes.
those little changes with that. And then that makes Arlington 13.
13, and then Bethesda will
And
be 14.
Bethesda will
Yeah.
be 14, yes.
And we are working on those now, so give us a hot second to process all that through with the commissions.
Yes. So broker license number. My last class, I did we talked about HOA and condos. I know there's been some clarification coming down from the real estate, or from Maryland Realtors with regards to that and all the forms. It seems like there's way too many of them, so it was just a clarification of them. There was also
Too many forms.
Well, I know, it's Maryland. It's in Maryland.
Y'all's forms are in.
So many forms, and each county gets to do different ones. It's awesome.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I feel like we always try to simplify things and take things away, but end up always adding things. But which leads me to the changes in the Cardinal Nest with regard to the getting into the Zoom classes. Just so everybody knows, if you have an issue getting into it, there's a password to use. I think they're trying to make sure all of the links are not to the Zoom made changes, and that caused us to make changes to the links on the Cardinal Nest. So I think that there's been a few issues getting into the classes recently. But if you need a password, it's Samson. It's on the Cardinal Nest.
Samson. Be tough one to remember.
So,
Yeah.
Yes.
Samson with a capital S.
Yes. And
Like the
it's
Samson in
listed
the
on
Bible.
So secure.
It shouldn't be moving forward. Well, you didn't once you were logged into the Cardinal
Yes.
Nest, you didn't need a password in the first place.
So keep
So
in
that
mind,
was the part.
there will be a Tuesday tidbit coming
Yeah.
out telling everybody all the wonderful things you can
Yes.
find on the Nest, which is like
Everything.
However, all of this information is also on the calendar on the Nest for your viewing
Yes.
pleasure.
Yes, and also those broker license numbers, which I get a lot also. Yes, but so my next class will also be on that HOA and condo stuff, so tune in for that. And
What is that class?
when
Friday?
it's not this Friday. Mine is in 2 more Fridays.
2 more Fridays.
I did
Look
it
on
last
the Cardinal
week.
Nest
2 more
calendar.
Fridays. In 2 more
January
Fridays.
27th.
Yeah.
Quick at math.
Or the yeah, but the calendar is always, that's correct. And I do want to piggyback on what Bruce was mentioning about Maryland withholding. That was one of the changes to the contract, was clarifying the information on Maryland withholding was always a part of the contract, but they clarified that there's a reference to the form now, and also a link to, since we didn't all immediately know the MW 506AE form, but there's a
Donnie
link
did.
now.
Donnie
I
did.
did. I was right on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tipped my tongue.
But there's an actual link in the contract
506
to
AE.
to that information.
Rolls
so,
her off the tongue, baby.
I have
it's-
actually
it's-
filed one of those
yeah.
before.
and
Pin
there,
a rose
there's
on
this
your
bit-
nose.
What did you say?
Pin a rose on your nose.
I have never heard of that.
Really?
Raise your hand if you've before. Pin
I've
a
heard
rose on
pin
your
a tail
nose.
on a donkey.
Pin a rose on
Man.
your yeah.
I live in this bubble that I have these slogans that nobody else has
No
heard
one
of.
else has heard of. Yeah.
Sounds like a Tuesday tidbit.
I know.
Right? What Donnie slogans?
Last week I had one too that you had never heard of before. I forget what it was now, but
Cut a
cut
jib.
a jib, yes.
Yes.
Cut a jib.
Nobody's ever. You had heard of cut a jib?
And I Googled it, and no one else in the world had heard of it either.
I said I like the cut of her jib, and people are like, what? What does that mean? All right, I'm just gonna keep making up. So I'm gonna teach you all my.
He is
cool
going to
sayings.
school us with all the new slogans.
All right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's
506A.
so, yeah. Well, there's a direct link now
There's a
because
link on
there's
the form.
other timely information that the party should be aware of. So
Awesome.
There you go.
that's in bold now in the contract. Can't
Bold.
forget to tell anybody about
Oh, bold in the contract.
In bold in
for
the
all
contract.
of you to continue reading your contracts.
it. Yes.
Just saying.
Yep.
Anything else to add
Any
there, Ms. Williams?
questions?
Any
That
questions
was
for Kara?
Some
No.
great.
Awesome. Well, it's always
just
great
said that a little late.
to see Kara. If you have overall broker questions, you go to local brokers, but Kara's our principal broker for all of Maryland, and got a great assistant broker in Kim Chen that's always available there for your signing contracts and help as well. So we got a great broker
we're
team
here
in
for
Maryland,
you.
and Kara helps lead up. So thank
right.
you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go. All hours. Call Kara at as late as possible. That's
As late as possible. 2 a.m. Let's call Kara. I laugh. People do that.
Call?
I have had calls, and then when I did not answer, I got chewed out by an agent on why I didn't answer, and I'm like, honey, I'm asleep. Next morning I called, and I wanted to call them at 6, but I wasn't awake.
All right, so a couple things. Now, there's a little bit of a clarification on this,
yes.
and Sarah sent out an email yesterday. So our awards ceremony, now I forget, it's 21st? Whatever that Friday is, 24th? February. 23rd or 4th or whatever that Friday is.
Someone look at their calendar quickly.
We need all the totals in. You need to be in bright, caught up to date. That means if you had December closings, you haven't closed them out yet,
4.
go to closing.
It is
24th. Okay. Go close them out. Now, we found out something yesterday that was interesting.
Thank you, Mr. DiNapoli.
Thank you, Chris.
Bright has changed the rules. If you have 30 days from the date of settlement to put your off-market deals in Bright for your volume to be counted.
Mainly your new construction stuff that people always wait
Off-market
till the
and
end of
new
the year and they would
construction.
add.
Bright only allows you a 30-day window from the date of settlement to put that data in.
So if you had a new construction that you really wanted to be submitted to us, I need you to email Austin at samsonproperties.net. He was in the email yesterday, Sarah sent Austin at samsonproperties.net. I want the transaction address, the sales price, and then please just attach an Alta. It's all I need so we can add up the volume. Don't make him go through everything and add it up.
Austin is now crying right now. He just doesn't know this is happening.
He's about to get
He's
a lot of emails.
about to get a lot of emails.
So transaction, the address, the price, and then just attach the Alta if it's outside of that 30-day window. But look, we can't do this again next year, so we're going to put out a thing. Look, you do a new construction or off-market deal, you got to put it in within 30 days. It's probably a good policy by Bright to not be adding in comps
from a year
January
old.
3rd that
Right,
close
that's
in
not good
February,
data.
March, and April. So it can be a little bit awkward. So it's not a bad thing. I just kind of wish they had retroactively or sent some big announcement. Maybe they did and we missed it. But if you want new construction stuff considered, please email that into Austin. Outside of that, we're just going to take your totals that are in Bright after this Friday. Now, the other thing with this is teams, and that was part of what Sarah's email was as well. If you've got a team, please don't assume we know everybody on your team. You may have told one person 6 months ago that this person added to your team or subtracted from your team. Check with Austin. He has the whole team list and how we're going to calculate stuff. So if Hap's on my team, but he joined in March, I didn't really tell anybody. If a tree falls in the forest, but nobody was there to hear it, did it happen?
No one knows.
We don't know. Oh, well, we added it to my own website.
Well, we put it on our commission disbursement form 6 months ago.
We didn't do it there, okay?
No.
So you got to make sure you have an updated team list on who's on your team, who's not on your team, what your team name is, so that we make sure that we're compiling the correct stats if you want to be eligible for team awards for volume. We are going to come out with the list for everybody in the award ceremony. Unfortunately, we can only probably invite a certain number, maybe it's 100, 120 people to the actual awards ceremony because it's capacity to the room and all that kind of fun stuff. Now, we are going to live stream it, so we want everybody to watch, and we're going to announce your name. We're going to make a big deal for every single person to get awards. We are going to get you the plaques, but the actual lunch that we'll have on the 24th, we're limited how many people we can invite. So we'll start making those invites. Don't ask now. We got to figure out who's getting the awards, then we got to order plaques, then we got to figure out which people that are getting awards make sense. So,
and I will guide you through this process with emails. Please read them, because I put in the email yesterday, email to Austin at Samson Properties, email to Austin at Samson Properties, and I can't tell you how many agents emailed me with their team list.
Yep.
I don't want them. Give them to Austin. Austin is keeping track. Austin's doing that.
Save Sarah the
Please save me
hitting
the extra forwarding
button.
and deleting and reading, and just read the emails. We got you.
We care, but we get a lot of emails.
There are 5,600 of you and one of me. God, yes.
So we want to put on a great award ceremony. We want to have all that stuff. So sales volume categories. Yeah. Typically, our awards started at $5 million. Now I'm going to see what everybody shoots out at and see what that looks like as far as numbers. But last year was $5 million. Now, the reality is, and I hate to say this, but it may be lower this year. I don't know. I hate to change the names of.
But sales prices also went up, so it's
sales prices went up, but we also had transaction counts go down over there overall. Yeah. But I hate to be like, well, Gold Club member meant this last year, and then all of a sudden Gold Club means $3.5 million this year.
Yeah,
so
we're going to try to keep it consistent.
I don't necessarily want to change the rules, but I do understand that a lot of people's volumes dropped 30-40% this year, and but I wanted to. So I haven't fully made those decisions, but I would say before, $5 million was the first award category that we announced as a slide and reached out to everybody on.
Yes.
And that will probably be the same here, but we really haven't gotten that far deep into it. I just want to make sure all the numbers are in by the Friday.
And we just
and
need
then-
time to process all the data.
And then I'll process all the data, but my thought was to keep it the same so that the awards still mean the same thing every year, but at the same
Because
time,
there is some consistency in
if all of a sudden we had this many and now we're only
going
going to have this many,
Yeah.
you know, there's a small chance I move it, I guess.
Oh.
I'm here for the questions that make sense and don't make sense. I listen to Sarah talk
He
all
gives
the
me
time.
the ones that don't make sense. Yeah.
By the way, this is Prudence. Who was on.
Hello,
Prudence,
Prudence.
we announced your
We
name
announced your
earlier.
name. Yes.
Congratulations, you were a top salesperson for December. Awesome.
Really?
You were on our slide.
You were on our slide.
She's my mentor. She doesn't even know.
There you go. She doesn't even know it.
Yeah. Okay. So I just.
Holly's
want to
all of
ask-
our mentor, and we don't even know
I
it.
know exactly. She's always available. So are we going all the way to December 31st just for the sales that closed?
Yes.
Or the ones that
It's closed
are on the
by.
Closed.
It's closed between
Closed
the
in
dates of
2022.
January 1 through December 31 of 22.
Yes.
So you could have written it in 21, but as long as it closed, it counts. So it's closed date
Okay.
in the calendar year of 22.
Because if we allowed subtraction at the end of 22 to 23, then it would kind of mess up the end of
close that.
2021
Okay, that's
too.
why I wanted to make sure because I have 2 closings
Yes,
this
which
week.
could
and-
vary.
Which does vary, which is a question I'm also getting. Great reminder there, Christy, because is that your 1099s they are working on. Your 1099s, we are contractually obligated by the IRS to get them out by the end of January. We are working on those. If you received income in 22, it's going on your 22 taxes for your 1099. If you received income in 23, even though you might have closed in 22, to your point, it's still income for 23. So there is no way that we can take the income from 23 and roll it back to 22 because you didn't receive it in 22. I'm getting a lot of that right now.
But
It
the
counts for production,
but
but
the close date,
taxes.
the close
Yes.
date in bright is what we're going off of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Right.
Date of close, not date you receive commission.
So any questions on that, email Austin at SamsonProperties.net. You can email us as well, but try to go to Austin first. He'll come to us if he can't answer them himself, and
Yeah.
we'll get you a good answer. But we want to do our best to get all this data good and clean and make sure we give out the proper awards, and we'll hear more about the award ceremony in the next couple weeks.
Yes.
I just threw, that was an amazing catch. Is
That
that on camera? Zach, that's awesome. How can
Zach,
you throw
great
it and
job.
not
You did
catch
nothing,
it?
but great job.
You did nothing, but I'm so excited about that. Can that be on my highlight reel, Justin? All right.
It takes so little to amuse him. So little.
So last week,
Showing team.
we hit this
Love
a
it.
few months ago, and actually we had 2 people post jobs this morning. I don't think we're using what?
I still can't believe you get every notification.
I get every notification on every showing team job that is put out there because I like to see people using it.
I would ram my head through a brick wall. Sorry, go ahead.
That's a very descriptive. That's very aggressive. Showing team, we are not using this app enough, in my opinion. I think that now, obviously, if you're doing all your own stuff, that's great. But it's for using the power of 5,000, putting it at your disposal. Look, my kid's got games tonight. If I got to go show how, if I'm planning to go, I'm really excited for the games. Then all of a sudden, one of my clients hits me up and said, "Hey, can you show me these 2 houses in Gaithersburg tonight at 6 o'clock?" Well, you don't want to upset your client, right? But the tough part is I really want to do this. So it helps you to have the flexibility to establish, okay, I have to do this, or maybe I should reach out to get some help. Great if you've got a couple buddies, obviously you can help each other out. But instead, or you could put it in the showing team app, say, hey, I got these 2 houses to show in Gaithersburg. Here's the addresses, 6 o'clock. I'll pay you $25. I'll pay you $50, whatever you put in there. Somebody's claiming it. The average claim time in our system right now is 6 minutes. And many of them are going much quicker. I was sitting with somebody yesterday. They put a job, or 2 days ago, they put a job up. Within 1 minute, they got a response. Somebody claimed that job. Within 1 minute, I was sitting with them. So it is good stuff where you can help each other out. If you're a newer agent or a younger agent and want more experience, make a few bucks, then get in that app, be ready, claim jobs, do a good job. Why'd you look at me like that?
Define younger.
I meant younger in your plight in real estate, in your
plight of real estate.
If
If
your
you're
journey,
fresher and yet unjaded,
your journey in real estate.
I'll let you take that.
Well, if you
are no longer
you
jaded
could be
and critical.
25, 35, 45, or 75, but you're younger in real estate if you've been in it 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years.
Yes.
You might be more open to me like, look, I want opportunities to show houses and get experience.
And learn.
And learn. You
Yes.
define younger in real estate, hashtag not Sarah. How about that? So give me a mic over there, Zach. So the Showing Team app, you can go into the Google Store or is that what do you call it?
Play Store.
The Play Store for the Android weirdos out there, and the App Store, and you can download the Showing Team app.
What are you owing for, Christy? I do too. Oh, yeah, she's an Android. Me too.
Oh, Christy. So the code is Samson100, no space, for our broker code. You get into our universe. You're only going to have Samson agents in there.
And I'll tell
so
you,
it's good
I
stuff.
loved it because I've used it. I had them picked up. It was great. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
So I was just looking to see how you get your email and your password to sign in, but you said there's a code?
Well, when you sign up, you get to create your own login and password for the app.
So you'll register yourself.
And then to get attached to Samson, it'll say your broker code. You put Samson100. That puts you in our universe. So you download the app like anything else in the App Store, but to get into our universe, you put the broker code Samson100.
And the really cool thing is you can choose whether or not you want to work with certain agents, whether or not you want to work with only a certain office, whether or not you can pick and choose who you want your jobs to go out to, and you can pick and choose whose jobs you receive if you want to do that. So you can have a favorites list. Like I have a favorites list.
You have a favorite list and a block list as well. You can put in there. The other thing it'll do is it'll say, I want jobs within, if Frederick's my home office where I'm sitting right now, you could say, give me any jobs, which means the address is the post within 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles, 50 miles of my home office. So not even if you say I want to pick and choose which offices I want to deal with, because an agent could be in the Bowie office but have something going on in Gaithersburg that's only 15 minutes from me and be like, oh, I'll go do that. So you can post jobs that are within a certain amount of mileage from your office that you'd be interested in seeing. Right?
Super cool app, yes.
Good. So just a quick, some of the reviews that have come back from our own agents. Christina Higgins, 10, it's amazing. I don't need to be in 3 places at the same time. Pino had a great recommendation there. Yvette Boer and Danielle Best, just fantastic recommendations that they've put out there. Just saying how much the app has helped them in their business already. So good stuff. I just want to make sure that we're keeping that on your radar for why you should be joining that app.
Leverage all the peoples in all the areas.
You could sign up for it and never use it or not accept the jobs, but then that one time you're ready, if you're logged in and ready,
you know how to
now
use
you're
it.
ready if you do need that help tomorrow, from that one opportunity, or all of a sudden your open house person canceled on you Saturday night that you thought your buddy was doing it. Well, post it on the app. I'll bet you somebody claims it within 10 minutes. You got your open house covered tomorrow. Yes, ma'am.
Well, and that was your point. That's the very great point, Holly. The app is a lot faster. I mean, back in the
So I
day,
said the app's a lot faster than message boards.
back in the day, and any listing agent has done this. You text your first favorite person, and then your second favorite person, and then your third favorite person, and you've now spent 2 or 3 hours texting people to try to get an open house covered, where you can just put your favorites in a group and send it all out to all of them, and then one of them picks it up. If they don't pick it up, great. Well, nobody in my favorites group's available. I'm just going to open it up and send it to the office, or I'm going to send it to anybody that's around the area. So it just allows you to be so much more efficient in scheduling your stuff.
So I think that the Showing Team app, to your point, the Facebook groups and message boards are fine, but the immediacy of the app is really quick.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a good stuff. So sign up for that Showing Team app and be able to leverage everybody together.
All right, you guys, we launched SamsonPrint.net. So has anybody seen the class, watched the class, taken the training? Fantastic. So all of our printing now is going through this one site. If you're on the Cardinal Nest,
This is this slide, but it should be SamsonPrint.net.
it should say Samson Print.
SamsonShop.net also goes there. But
Yes.
That shop, but SamsonPrint.net.
SamsonPrint.net as well. So you'll hear us call it both things. They both go to the same place. But if you're on the Cardinal Nest and you don't know how to get here, you can always just go to the left-hand nav bar on that Cardinal Nest, and there's the Samson Print. So you can pick print.
It says Samson Print Center.
And it'll launch you straight in. But if you are running templates, if you're running postcards, if you want to print booklets, this is where you're going to go now. You are no longer going to email the print center with your document and your order form that tells them whether or not you want 32 pieces and you want them on premium print. and your email list or mailing list if you're going to mail them out, you're now using the online system to where you're either creating a piece online, putting in the information, dragging and dropping your pictures, and creating that piece like you would on Shutterfly or Kodak or any of the different ordering sites. But you will also, it'll say, do you want to mail your postcard? Yes. Great. Upload your CVS here, CSV. Oh, I still called it the pharmacy. Upload your CSV. Thank
And then it'll give you your prescription.
And it'll give
right
me a
back up.
prescription right back. It's been a long week already. But you upload that. There is a few.
Hump day.
All day. There are a few matching columns that you need to look at. First name, last name, street. It'll give you everything you need so that you can format your file. You upload it, and then you pick, I want the free postcards. I want them to be mailed. I want this. And you're doing it all online and hitting submit. And then the system is taking it and running it through our printers on the back end. So whatever you put in and you proof your print right there on the screen, that is what is printing. It's going to tell you if your picture is bad and too pixelated and fuzzy. It'll let you know that your resolution's not great when you upload it. So whatever you put up in the system is what's going to print out. Now, if you have your own branding and you don't want to build it online, you're like, look, I have my templates. My marketing person does it, or I do it, and it's just easier for me to use my template on my computer. Great. You can upload a la carte, upload a piece.
It's UYO, upload your own.
Upload your own. It's going to go, is it like BYOB?
Yeah, it is like BYOB, but that's actually what it says in the print center.
I know. I'm just focusing on BYOB. But you upload your piece, and again, it's
Christy's got BYOV in her. Bring
BYOV?
your own vodka in her drink. I'm
What's in the
joking.
cup?
Christy
What's
does
in
not
the
have
cup?
vodka in her drink. I was joking.
We're giving Christy some bad rumors.
Terrible
She gives
rumors.
terrible rumors. It's not 3 o'clock yet. At 3 o'clock, that rumor would be true. No, I'm just teasing. Totally true. But when you upload that piece, now, whatever you upload is getting printed, as long as it has the appropriate disclosures on it. We are not proofing that piece. We are printing whatever goes up in the system. So if your picture looks bad in your upload, your picture is going to look bad when you print. There is nothing the print center can do about that. But we are running this through. It makes it a lot more efficient for our agents to be able to drag and drop and hit and go. It also makes it a lot easier for our print center to make sure that they're getting everything out that everybody wants to get out to market their pieces. We're also leaning into this print center because we are, in our new facility when we move at the end of the month, we are bringing on 3 new machines. Very large, very functional, take flight, Battlestar Galactica kind of print machines that will print at a much heavier, higher volume so that we can continue to lean into our print center and provide our agents with those resources. So printcenter.net, you can go on. Your email address that you have on file with Samson is how you're going to log in.
However you get into the Cardinal Nest, that email. Some people
Yes.
come back like, my email's not working. Well, whatever you might use every day is not what you told us.
Yes.
So that's not what you're using. Whatever your Cardinal Nest login, it's going to be the same as your print center
And it
login.
should be the same as your
Email.
SkySlope and things like that as well. So whatever we have on file for you is what you're going to use. Your password is welcome, capital W, 123, dollar
I thought
sign.
it was an exclamation mark.
I thought she said so too, but it says dollar sign here. If that is not right, the Print Center tab on the Cardinal Nest also has these instructions, so you don't have to jot them down. And then we have Zooms that they are rolling out to teach you how to use it. These are also filmed.
So there's one today at 1 o'clock, next Tuesday, and then next
Friday.
Friday. So we have 3 more live Zooms where you can get in. Melissa's teaching. We do have this on Samson University already. As
so
the last
if you can't get into one of the live Zooms or you forget what she says, we already have it filmed. It's on the Cardinal Nest and in Samson University as well, so that you can do it. It is super simple. If you have ever ordered anything from Amazon or you have ever used Shutterfly, you will absolutely love it. It is super, super simple.
So, and if you have any questions, Melissa at Samson Properties, is it M. Walsh?
M. Walsh at Samson
It's M.
Properties.
Walsh from Melissa Walsh.
Yeah,
M.
M.
Walsh
Walsh.
at SamsonProperties.net. Melissa is the king of our print center, so you can.
She is handling this
for
rollout,
the
yes.
rollout. So if you need any questions on that, you can
And
do
they
that.
have done a wonderful job of setting all this up.
One thing we want to mention, for all of you that are printing calendars and stuff, we do have a calendar. We emailed out online. April did a really nice job on it. It's in the Samson Properties on the print center.
Yes.
And in our resource section that you can download and email it to people, but you can order it through the print center as well.
And
they'll
it
print you a
creates a
really
nice booklet that
calendar.
you can flip and use as a wall calendar.
Yep, so really cool stuff there.
Yes.
With all Samson.
Our cookbook
Samsonized
is
stuff.
also on there. If you want to print the cookbook, y'all check out My Grandma's Pie.
Check
It's
out
good.
Sarah at Grandma's Pie.
Grandma's
So
Pie.
Sarah just alluded to something that I wanted to.
Oh, I did.
I was going to make a more broader, cleaner announcement outside of the Print Center too, because she was like, oh, when we move. So we are moving our headquarters, for those of you that have not heard it. We are moving 2 weeks from today. The moving day of everything is January 25th, barring construction slowing down in the next 10
And
days.
all of our contractors showing up to hook up our
Everything going the way that it's supposed to, which we know is fingers crossed. Adrian Torres, is our operations manager, is working super hard at all the logistics. The biggest thing is they've got to get all the construction done in the next 10 days for walkthroughs and all to get completed. But internet and all that should be set up. So our plan, our movers are coming the 25th and 26th. So it's a 2-day move. Our plan should not stop. We want as limited downtime as possible for like accounting and SkySlope and all those types of things. So they're going to be working right up until the internet will already be set up at the new office. So it's about taking those computers over. Their furniture will be set up, and hopefully will be minimal downtime for the team. But I wanted to put that out there so that if you see 25th, 26th as some kind of issues, that is because we're moving over. We're only moving a mile down the street, and a lot of the furniture that we're taking is already existing there. We're taking it from the existing client or the existing people that had that office. So we'll hopefully be minimal. We'll see. The other thing that I want to mention there is the Print Center, which we just talked a lot about. We are putting all new printers in the Print Center, which is super exciting. That's going to be a little bit trickier because of we have to add all new electrical and all this and that kind of stuff. So there is a chance that our Print Center doesn't move until closer to February 1st. But the Print Center, we may make an announcement at some point. It's down for a day or two and give us some grace. But we're going to try and have it with as very little downtime as possible because we're literally taking the humans and moving to the next place. But the existing machines are not going with us. The new machines are going into the new place. And we're going to start with new machines as soon as we get over to the new place. So it is a lot of puzzle pieces, but January 25th, January 26th is our official moving over, barring any changes in the next 2 weeks.
Yes, and we'll email out if it's going to be impactful to anyone. We will email out just to let everybody know that we are starting the move and that we are finishing the move and the new addresses and all of that good stuff so that everybody has it.
Our new address is
So if anybody's the praying type, please drop a little prayer that this all goes smoothly and all of our things connect.
And if you show up to Samson and we're not there after February,
you
after
are at the
2 weeks,
wrong building.
You're at the wrong building.
Yes.
Now, the correct address is Cardinal Title Group's current address now on Park Meadow Circle. For those that don't know, they're on the 4th level now, their headquarters at this building. We're going to take over the whole 5th floor, 26,000 square feet. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be great to be back in the same building with Cardinal. We separated 2 years ago because they needed some more space, but now we're coming back to them. So they'll be on the 4th level. We're on the 5th level. It's going to be great. So if you need to know where it is, use Cardinal's current address. We'll obviously send that out, but it's on Park Meadow. It's only about a mile from our current location. So if you go to the wrong spot, you'll be able to redirect and get over there within 3 or 4 minutes. So it won't be too bad.
And phone numbers will stay the same?
Phone numbers will all stay the same. There might be a quick flip over for on and off, but those all phone numbers are going with us to the new location, so that should not be an issue.
We say quick flip. So let me bring back up. If you're the praying kind, please make sure that you pray. Drop a little prayer that all of our quick flips.
I always assume it's going to go well. Sarah's always
I do too, but I am.
It's all going to fall apart.
I'm ops.
It's all going to be great. It's all going to be super.
I'm ops. This one goes, yeah, let's do it, and then turns around and walks. Yeah.
I do stuff. What?
I do stuff.
She's exaggerating, but no, we are. Did she make a picture?
No.
Tell me the truth, Zach. I'm your boss.
He's like, yeah, but you're the nice one. Here's what they learn. He's the nice one, and I'm the mean one.
I don't know about that. But so we're excited about that movement. It really is going to be fantastic. We're hoping maybe, I shouldn't throw this out of the ether because Adrian's going to freak out. We're hoping to do that second sales meeting for February 15th, that third Wednesday of the month. We're hoping to do that at the headquarters and have the place set up in a good enough setup that we can do that there. Now that I've thrown out the ether.
Remember that conversation we had in the very beginning about when I say things and when he says things.
I said we're hoping.
This is not one of those times at all.
It should be fine. If for some reason it's not, we'll have the sales meeting somewhere else. But our plan right now is the February 15th sales meeting at our headquarters and hopefully welcome everybody in and do something. But if it's not ready, we'll push it a week or two. We'll let you know far in advance. But circle the day February 15th. If you're ever like, hey, I'd love to go to a Chantilly sales meeting, come on by February 15th.
But we will have a grand opening, and we will be excited to see everybody.
Yes. It'll be a grand opening. And you know.
Yes,
and
grand opening so that we can celebrate with all the peeps. Yes.
so it'll be fun. So that's what our hope is right now. So a couple upcoming classes and we'll close up here.
Yes.
One, today, it's 11:30 right now, so
Today.
you better get in your car right now. But 12 o'clock at Fairfax, they're doing a vision board meeting. So Candace Astroth, our manager there, is excited about it. So vision board, you don't have to belong to Fairfax. Anywhere nearby, they're going to have snacks and champagne, apparently, Candace said. So everybody's going to hop in their car right now and drive on down there. Better vision. You can have,
you got some good vision when you
after a
add in the
couple glasses
mimosa.
of champagne, you're going to vision
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff for 2023, right?
You know, I have decided that when you have mimosa, it makes it a fruit. And it's a fruit group. So it's actually more nutritional than
What
than a
about
glass
Bloody
of-
Marys? That's like vegetables, right?
That is like a smushed tomato. I'm not a Bloody Mary fan.
No?
I will just take that
A
vodka
good
by
spicy
itself.
Bloody Mary? Oh,
Yeah,
with bacon in
I
it.
will have the bacon.
Wow, yes. Stir it with the bacon.
I will have the bacon and I will give you the Bloody
Do
Mary.
you think they have that at Dutch's Daughter where I'm going right now?
I'm sure they do.
I think one Bloody Mary before my presentation might be
I think
good,
that might
right?
make for a very entertaining Donnie.
Yeah, you gotta get entertaining
Got to get it in
somehow.
there somehow, yeah.
All right, so
I know.
it's good.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. I'll let you know how
Dutch's
it goes.
Daughter is good. Sarah
never been there.
wasn't going to come, but now she's coming because she heard the food is good at Dutch's Daughter. Oh, there you go.
nice,
There you go,
nice.
prunes. Bring them all over.
Bring them on.
Dutch's Daughter in about 45 minutes, 30 minutes. So a couple
Yep.
marketing education days. These is our staff travels around. They're going to roll up their sleeves. They're going to teach you stuff. I saw a lot. We had a great Canva class with one of our Fredericksburg agents yesterday. And people are like, oh, we should teach more Canva. Guys, we teach
do.
Canva at every marketing education day. So
They're going to be teaching the new print center. They're going to be teaching how to build content in Canva to use in the new print center. All of these things. They're also going to be teaching other social media and branding type classes as well. They do that every marketing day. So you can see that we've got 5 coming up. Alexandria, Gaithersburg, Washington, D.C., Lake Ridge, Waldorf. We roll them around a couple of times a month to an
Yep.
office near you. Again, you do not have to belong to that office. Just come.
you just have to be able to drive to that office. That's the
do.
only prerequisite.
You
And
do.
when we say DC, this is our Uline Arena because now we got 2 DC offices.
Oh, that's right.
So this is
DC
the,
1 and 2.
This is the OG. We're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to
So
start
actually,
cutting on different things.
they've named them now DC Northwest and DC Northeast. Do I have that right? And Northwest is the original.
No.
Northeast is the original.
Northeast is the
and
original.
Northwest. I am
Northwest would be the new one.
directionally illiterate, people. I just know they're like a mile and a half away from each other, and it takes you like 25 minutes to get there. Like, what the heck? Yeah. Go ahead.
Is she done? All right.
I am right now for this moment.
So she was on her so I got Lisa good with that one. All right. So a lot of us are in Maryland, D.C. are also Northern Virginia Association Realtors, licensees, and you're watching from other ones. NVAR contracts. The great Mike and Steve. Woo! Love Mike and Steve.
I
They're
wonder if there's going
teaching.
to be donuts. I bet there is.
I hope so. We got breakfast will be
Breakfast.
provided.
Steve brings
Steve
in the
brings
best
the donuts. So
in his
I
classes.
now we've talked about Bloody Marys, mimosas, and
Vodka.
donuts. I'm in all sorts of trouble right now, and I haven't eaten yet, so I'm just really just feeling it right now. So, but this Saturday we're gonna do MVR contract. They did some updates. They're gonna do a live class. It's also gonna be live streamed. It's gonna be taped later for the Samson University. So.
There are some significant changes to the post occupancy for NVAR. So if you are an NVAR member, please make sure that you watch either our sales meeting last week that we did, or you take part of this class. There are some significant changes that will impact liability as well as agent and client relationships in that post occupancy agreement. So make sure you check that out.
Absolutely. So the Fairfax Vision Board we talked about. Lynn Hamilton's doing a lot of great classes. I meant to come back to Lynn's thing.
Yeah, she's doing a new class. Let's go back to that.
It was not.
Before Cardinal,
Yes.
or right after Cardinal.
So one more class update I want to provide you with once I get back there. I had them out of order in my mind. Is our 2023 newest tracking.
So what Lynn's doing is that she's putting tracking sheets together that you guys can use to track your activity so that you can win the day. You can calculate your points. You
5,
can
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, and that's the name, the tasks that matter. 5 calls a day, 4 text messages, 3 emails, 2 contacts added, and 1 CMA.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
And a partridge in a pear tree. So I'm not going to say she stole that from me making Donnie sing at the sales meeting, but whatever. But it is tasks that you do every day to help you build your business. And then she's going to be rolling out a Q1 challenge, a month 1 challenge that she's going to be rolling out here shortly. So this is a tracking. It's going to be on the Cardinal Nest. It's going to be in her classes to be used just to kind of help organize your day and help you keep track and mark off. Lots of us need to be able to hit that check mark on the to-do list, right? To really be able to solidify in our mind that we've done something and we've accomplished something and just stay on track. So this is a great mechanism to do that.
And she's just got lots of great ideas because people are like, well, what do I do? How do I do it? Just so many.
Well,
like,
look, log into KV Core.
So many different things that can help you. I mean, even like different things that you should watch, you know, Coffee with Casey, mastermind classes, sales meetings, things that maybe you're like, well, how do I stay engaged? Look, guys, nobody can, the best part about being a realtor is you don't have a boss. But the worst part about being a realtor, you don't have a boss.
And
so
if
you
you
can
have
sit
that
at home and do nothing, and the business isn't going to come
and
to you.
she taught the disc class. So so that was I think yesterday. And if
Yes.
you don't know what you are, my guess is you're probably
good. It was good.
My guess is you're probably pretty high because you're in real estate. You're unemployable
You're probably
largely
pretty
by
high?
everybody else. On a D scale, on the dominant scale. Oh, I left out that word. On the D scale, you're probably pretty high on the D
You
scale.
need to connect that a little bit better.
I did leave just a very wide
'Cause I got
chasm
high. 'Cause I got high.
on that statement.
Because I got high.
I do not know what that is either.
Catherine knew that song.
So when you, we have totally off the rails here. If you go
Right back on that
the
track.
Cardinal Nest, if you look at the most recent classes, you will see the disc class that Lynn taught. Real estate agents traditionally are very high on the dominant scale.
There you
Let
go.
me put in some extra words. Because we're
Good
largely
move.
unemployable by everybody else. We do things we want
We're
to do.
largely
and we
unemployable
don't
by
wanna do
anybody
things,
else.
We don't want to do things, we don't do them, right? We make every excuse not to.
Speak for yourself. I am largely employable.
You are so unemployable. How many times have you quit?
I might quit today.
We regularly quit. So yeah, after Dutch's daughter. Yeah, I'll do that later. I need some dessert, so I'm going to go there next. But the point is that to Donnie's point is it's great to be your own boss and it's great to set your own agenda. But we are the best and the worst at being able to justify and rationalize why we're not going to do something. It is so much more important for me to do this load of laundry because next week I'm going to need this pair of jeans than pick up the phone and call a client that we don't want to call because we don't want to pick up the phone. We're going to find every reason and justify it in our mind. This is a great, This is a great way to stay on track, mark it off, stay on task. Yes, I need to do that. Oh, I forgot to do that. Let me do that right now. Just to check it off and keep us on track so that we are constantly and consistently working every day. The biggest, I would say, one word. Somebody asked me a couple of weeks ago, what's the one word that you would give someone to determine success in real estate or determine failure in real estate? And that word is consistency. When you consistently do activity, you're going to succeed in real estate over time. When you consistently don't do activity or you're so inconsistent, you're going to struggle, right? Be consistent in your daily activities.
So that tracking sheet's available on the Cardinal
Yes.
Nest. If you want follow up, Lynn's got her normal Q&A class on Thursday. It's on the calendar as well.
Yes.
We want to close our sales meeting here by thanking the people that keep us
Thank
going.
you.
Guys, all the things that we work super hard at trying to provide to you at Samson Properties, all the different classes and the offices and the education and all the things, it's never about taking money back from you. We give you all the commission and we're trying to help you pour back into your own businesses. We need to help to fuel that fire. We need the help at Cardinal Title Group. They will take fantastic job, or they will take fantastic care of you. Bruce Stern and the staff of Maryland, D.C., Carrie and Reed and the whole staff at Cardinal Title Group, we have an A+ title company. They do a fantastic job.
And they care about you and your transactions.
Please do your very best to support them. We're going to read off the 59 names that have used our Maryland, D.C. side since our last sales meeting 4 weeks ago. So, Abdul Salah, Adam Shively, Ahmet Baraktar, Akulu Berry, Alexandra Aimandi, Angela Perez, Antoinette King, Arelis Perez, Bisuda Dalla, Brian Sanks, Brittany Lewis, Celine O'Day, Sally Trotman, Claudia Carcomo, Debbie Sheehan, Diamond Toles, Diana Posadas 2 times, Fernando Mejia, Garnett Freeman, and Gloria Rosas.
And if you're in the room, don't forget to woot woot. Hong Tron.
Or just wave your hand. You don't have to
Eileen
woot woot.
Woot woot. People woot woot. James Karai, Jasmine Herring, Janelle Alexander, Jennifer Fang, Jennifer Lasik, Jill Judge 2 times, Jixon Lee, Joe Allo, Jorge Pimentel, Joseph.
Jorge and Gina.
Jorge and Gina. Sorry, Gina, I left you out. Jorge and Gina.
Don't be leaving Gina out.
I'm
That's
not
my girl.
leaving Gina out. She'll call me. Joseph Harrison, Keisha Benford, Keisha Gray Robinson, Christy Williams.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. There you go.
She's right here.
She's in here, so we can
her,
root for
her
her.
drink is clean.
I'm gonna just keep
I kept the stupid joke from this morning going like the whole morning.
all the entire morning. It started before the film started.
My
Okay.
fault. My fault.
Lorraine Worthen, Marie Merrick, Mark Cabrera, Mel Tulu, and Melissa Smith. Thank you, guys.
Michael Medley, Narito Wright, Okay Adumaga, Alubumi Ayodele, Pamela
job,
Mandyfield, thank you. Ping Zhu, Roger Tata, Roxanne Fala, Ronald Perry, Ryan Hall, Sarah Beat Singh, Sergio Garcia,
Not the golfer.
Shamika Jackson, Sherwood Kofer, Sidra Khan, Stephen Benitez, and Sybil Buckhalter.
You guys rock. Thank you so, so very much.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So thank you just for your continued support of Samson Properties and Cardinal Title Group. 2023 is off to a great start. Please reach out. Go visit those One Street offices. We're excited about the new Samson Properties offices in D.C. and Bethesda. Our announcement today, but we just are excited to everybody jump in together, jump into this education. It's going to be a great year. Rates are getting better. Market's already heating up. I've already heard reports of people writing a lot more contracts the last 10 days, and I'm excited for it to be a lot better year for everybody. We're going to be here to support you. We're going to continue to do great stuff with our print center, lots of other things that we're going to continue to try to make your life as easy as possible, help you be successful as possible.
Absolutely. We hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you soon. Happy New Year.
Gainesville next week. See y'all.
Happy New Year.
No Happy New Year. No Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.